Hello everyone, welcome back to another TF2 weapon inspection, the series where I take a look at different weapons in TF2 that I find have interesting mechanics, and I take a look at what their pros and cons are. And today we're looking at the main weapon for the scout. We are looking at the Soda Popper, and the Soda Popper has a 25% faster reload speed compared to the regular Scattergun, which is the default weapon for the scout. It has a plus 50% firing speed, and that's the pros. And the cons is that it has a much less clip size. It has 66% less clip size, which means it has 2 rounds before you have to reload, and it does no random critical hits. However, it also has a mechanic which allows you to do mini crit like you see on the screen right now. As you run, you build your hype meter up, and as you run with the Soda Popper out, so you can actually store these mini crits. But when you run with the Soda Popper out, the hype meter charges, and once it reaches its once it fills up, you can unleash mini crits, or it will unleash mini crits for a period of, I think it's like 5 seconds. And you can store these mini crits by, or just before it fills up, pull out your pistol or your melee weapon or whatever weapon you have, which is not the Soda Popper, and it will actually store these so you can pull them out every time you need them, like I do here. I unleashed the mini crits so I can take care of this NG and this SMG. And the Soda Popper takes some time to get used to. The spread and the general feel of the weapon is the same as the Scattergun, but due to the higher firing speed, which I'm not used to, it feels a little bit different, and also due to the higher reload speed. So I had to take a few games to get used to it, but I actually kind of got used to it here, and got some good gameplays here on. I think this will be CP well, and also have Harvest coming up. So here you can see me sneaking up here behind the capping point. I pull out the mini crits and I take out the medic with 2 shots just in the back. You can be lucky and one-shot people, especially other scouts and snipers would have, who has 125 HP. So this weapon is really for more surprise attacks, not so head-on, and it's really good for doing 1v1, because your damage output is your damage output very high for a very short period of time. With the Scattergun is kind of more reliable weapon, and might be usually a better option, but when you can get this to work, this is a better option because the mini crits do very good damage. There's no damage fall off because it's mini crits, which means that usually if you fire Scattergun all the way throughout the map, the farther you are from your target, the less damage you will do with every shot. But once you release mini crits or crits in general, these fall-off damage will be negated, so it's good for, if you have the mini crits, you can spam them all the way across the map and harass people, and each pellet will do about 8 damage in comparison to what normally do like 3 damage, I think. So here, check out the medic and the scout, and yeah, I think it's people tend to also, like the Natasha I discussed in the last video. Look, we have 2 scouts here. Like the Natasha, people tend to think it's a noob weapon because you don't really, like, I can see this, I can relate to this, because you don't really work for the mini crits. You just run around like you would do normally. Like, it's not, you don't have to do anything extraordinary to achieve these mini crits. Oh, by the way, look at this medic here, he gets the random crit. Lucky bastard. You don't have to work for these mini crits, you just pretty much just get them like you would normally do, and that's the reason why I think it's
mission ends in 30 seconds.
and you might get them in a lucky moment. So like here, or I get them just in time here. let's take the first ammo out, just sneak around so he thinks I'm gone, wait for his pills to explode, and there, bam, mini crits, and take him out in the house here. So that's, but it's still, I think it's a really fun weapon to use once you get used to it, and it's also good to, you know, get away from the scattergun. I use the Force Nature too much. I don't really like that gun too much, but this one is, it's actually, the model is community made. It's made from a broken Force Nature and with a critical underneath, so it should be resembling kind of like the Force Nature with a critical. So it is like another Force Nature, really, and I like this. I think this mechanic is more useful than what the Force Nature does, unless you can link up with the Force and you can push people off the ramps and stuff. So the loadout I'm going with is the Soda Popper, obviously, and the Bonk Atomic Punch, or Bonk drink, soft drink, and the Atomizer. I like to pair the Bonk and the Atomizer together because you can get these the triple jumps without taking any damage. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone.